You not first. Somebody beat you to it. Y'all crack me up with that first thing. Hey, Candace. Beautiful lady. Hey, Trilla. I made it live. At Alicia Young 45. I'm doing great. Thanks for asking me, beloved. Have you seen the podcast with Stephen Greer? And I got my reservations about him as well. I have some serious reservations about Stephen Greer. So no, I didn't see the podcast, but I got some reservations about that guy. You know, you guys got to figure. He's been doing things and putting stuff out there for a long period of time, right? And he talks about things that a lot of people around his age and younger that we're talking about back then would have been got knocked off. And for the life of me, I could not understand why nothing ever happened to this man. I just feel like he's controlled opposition. I feel like he's going to give us some information, but then there's going to be some information that's not 100% what it is. That's just my opinion. And I always had this vibe about him, and I can't shake it. I'm not going to go against my gut. Okay, I feel things about people, and so with him, I've always questioned him. There was always this big question mark on my forehead every time it came to him. Well, it's always been there. In certain circles, I see him run in, and me knowing what some of those circles are tied to, I'm just not really. I put it to you like this: to each their own. However you choose to receive the information is how you choose to receive it, and who you choose to receive it from is who you choose to receive it from. I am reserved on him. That's where I'm at. Very reserved. Someone says, how do I know what I want to talk about? It just comes to me. Now, the title of this live is called Planet X Transmission. And I want to share some things with you guys because I need to really clear some of this confusion up, because there's a whole lot of confusion that is out there amongst the people about what Planet X is and what Nibiru is and what is now currently in our own solar system that nobody's talking about, but the military is currently preparing for. Okay? They're going to say to you and put little innuendos out there that they're preparing for, a lot of people are thinking, oh, the Antichrist. Oh, this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. You guys need to watch the next video I'm about to put up. There's another video I'm going to put up soon, probably like maybe Sunday, Monday. I gave you guys enough content on the video section of my YouTube channel to go for days. I just launched a new video up there yesterday. You guys need to go check it out. Okay? That video is about an hour long, but there's a lot of content and a lot of things I collected that's happening from around the world. Okay? But I do have another video that I'm putting up, and actually someone suggested that I actually start doing commentary on my videos and giving my unique perspective on the things that I think is going on. Okay? So not only am I now showing you proof of things that are going on around the world, things that I talk about on my live all the time, people would always question me about it. Okay, well now you got a chance to see what I'm talking about. Okay? You're not going to be able to dispute what you're seeing. Okay? Them days are over. But I'm also going to give you my unique opinion about, or perspective about, what I feel is going on, or if I got downloads about those things, I'll break that down and I'll share that with you as well. And actually, I added a little bit of clips and commentary into the video I did yesterday, okay, about what people were actually looking at. I got a video coming out called What Are You Looking At? So there's going to be videos of things I'm going to be showing you and then giving commentary and explaining to you exactly what it is that you're looking at. Because, and from one perception, because of how you're trained to think, you're going to see the perception that you know about. I'm here to shift your perspective and show you what you're not seeing. Even though it's sitting there in plain sight, I'm going to show you what you're not seeing and point out certain things that you're not seeing so you begin to truly understand exactly what's going on. It'll teach you how to better navigate with a different set of eyes. Okay? So that's what I'm currently working on right now. And that video, I feel like it's going to be very interesting, but I feel like it's going to be a very eye-opening video because you're going to be saying, well, damn, I thought it was this, and then you just hit me with that. Now I can't unsee it. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be kind of like one of those types of things, okay? So I'm really looking forward to working on that project as well, but I'm really getting into like the content creation. Like they should never made me know. They should have never made no damn cat cut. They should have never did that shit. Because I'm about to go stupid dumb out here. Bro, someone got the same name as me. Okay. Rod Watson, Christian Watson. That's funny. Okay. So, I'm going to school you guys on something. Nibiru is a different planet, aka starship, if that's what you want to call it. A total different system, okay, that runs on a particular elliptical orbit, okay? Now, that's not the same thing as Planet X. Planet X is the planet of justice. Planet X is planet Xylanthia. Xylanthia spelling Xylanthia. Xylanthia comes from the Sirius X star system. Xylanthia is the very first planet that Source has ever created. Xylanthia has the ability to get really big or get really small. It has the ability to travel from one side, go to another side. Okay? It can go up, it can go down. It can shrink really, really small, okay? I need to school you guys on this thing because it's very imperative that you guys understand this. And people have a problem with it, and I don't care that they have a problem with it because there's a lot of distortion put out there. And as I was having a conversation with my father, Shango, who is the ruler and the king of Xylanthia and the Orisha of Justice. And yes, even Orishas have planetary aspects. I too have a planetary aspect. And some of y'all too also have a planetary aspect. Remember, I said to you all, whoever are originals, if you are an original, that means that you are a primordial being. You are a creator. That means that you have a lot of different aspects that you never knew anything about. Some of you have galaxies as aspects, okay? Some of you guys have entire solar systems as aspects. Okay? I'm gonna tell you something really crazy one time that blew my wig so far back. I didn't even know how to deal with that. When I was doing the quantum karmic cleanse, we came across a particular client, and when we pulled down her Akashic record to find out what her actual situation was, she had did something that caused a lot of harm to a planet, right? So much time had passed. She had already served her time for what she had done. Okay. And when we went to go check in to see who was actually going to clear out the past life karma, I was like, am I doing it? Is such and such doing it? Is the Orisha doing it? Who's doing it? Bruh. Y'all ready for this? Bro. Several planets said they were the ones that was going to clear out the damn karma. I said, wait a minute, hold up. And I was like, y'all going to have to say that again. Say it again. Say it one more time. And what am I looking at right now? One more time. When I tell you we had to confirm and reconfirm and confirm again and reconfirm probably an additional 2 more times because I thought I was tripping. I cannot make this shit up. When it was time for the woman to go in for her session to do her phase 3, fam, I saw a planet show up, started sending energy out, and clean this damn woman's karma. I can't make this shit up. Okay? My program is crazy. Like it's a living program. It goes with you for the rest of your life. It's crazy. Okay? All right, I'm just letting y'all know right now. You find out, I help clients discover themselves and who they truly are. I help clients initiate themselves to their full totality in that program. Okay? It gives the person the ability to expand their consciousness. But when I tell you that I was done that day, literally that day, I was done for that day. We were having conversations about that shit for a whole week straight, tripping. And I said, I didn't even know. And it was like, well, they are bodies. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, that's true. But it was just, I was having a hard time processing that until I took it upon myself to say, okay, well, if y'all are talking, so that means I can talk to y'all. So yeah, that was the whole thing. So yes, you actually have the ability for those who are tapped in a certain particular way. Some of you are vibrating at such a frequency that you can actually communicate with the planets. You can actually have a conversation with a planetary body. Okay? Yes, it is real. You can have a conversation with a planetary body. Okay? Now, let's speed up some. So, one day, I decided that I was going to reach out to Nibiru because I needed to get this off my chest. I said, you know what? I need to get confirmation if this is what this is, because there's too many people out here saying the same thing, but they're following what other people are saying. They don't know for sure if this is really the case. Okay? And I'm not a trend follower. I'm going to go and I'm going to do my own research to find out what's really good. So I did reach out to Nibiru, just like I talked to Nemesis when I come to the States, because that's the sun that's governing over the country, over the United States right now. It's Nemesis. Okay? So, and I talk to Nemesis every time I come to the States. I talk to Nemesis. Now, I go in to start having a conversation with Nibiru, trying to figure out what's goody. Nibiru proceeds to tell me, I'm nowhere near Earth. Nowhere near it, and ain't going to be near it for a long time. And don't plan on being near Earth anytime soon. And I said, clear up some things for me. So did you in fact pass through our solar system? Yes, I did. And did you strip all the atmosphere basically off of Mars? Yes, I did. Did you in fact destroy, what's the name of the planet? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's right there. What's the name of the planet that got destroyed that became a part of the astral belt? Maldek. Maldek was the planet. Okay. The story goes that when Nibiru was passing through our solar system, okay, it literally stripped several planets. It caused one particular planet to gain rings. It did crash into Earth. When you look at Earth from, let's say, a telescope, you'll notice how it looks like it's half. It looks like that. Okay. That was because of it crashing into the Earth. This did happen. Now, when it was passing through Maldek thought that they were being attacked. So the beings on the planet decided to attack back. When they attacked back on Maldek, when they started sending out attacks on Maldek, there were ships and everything that was going out to attack this ship. When they attacked it, it caused Nibiru's shields to go up. And when the shields went up, and when they went to go send out the attacks bounced back like a boomerang off of Nibiru and turned around and hit Maldek. Okay, so not only did they hit Maldek, not purposely hit Maldek, okay, but when they went to go send out the attacks, that also bounced back to Maldek, and it caused the rest of the planet to destroy itself, and a lot of those beings left and went to Earth and also went to Mars. Okay? That's what happened. Now, Nibiru kept going on its path. Okay? Now, let me set Nibiru over to the side now that we've had that conversation. And also, let me break some things down to y'all, because I do not communicate via channel. I communicate via telepathy. That is the safest way to communicate to anything outside of myself. I usually will not go outside of myself. I usually will go inside myself. But in this particular case, I need to have a conversation with Nibiru. So I went outside myself. I had to talk. But if I'm going to communicate, it's always going to be through the heart space. Okay. Telepathy. All right. And I do teach people why it's best for them to do telepathy. If those who want to channel can, no problem, but you run the risk of doing that, because if you're talking to false light and you don't have the ability to discern whether or not you're really talking to false light or you're really talking to who it is you're setting out to talk to, that being can get too close and mess up your DNA templates. Okay? That's why I don't play the channeling game. But I do train my students on both sides, because some like the channel, I don't. Some like the channel, some like telepathy. Okay? I find that telepathy is an easier way to communicate, and I'm not even talking to you up here in telepathy. I'm talking to you via the heart space, because I'm filtering you out, because I need to feel who it is I'm talking to. When you get into communicating with beings outside of yourself, even if you're communicating with your aspects, you have to know the energy of who it is that you're talking to. How do you get to know the energy? Well, you should be healing in your heart space, so your heart space becomes lighter and you don't have all the dense energy in the heart space. Okay? As you continue to keep healing and doing your shadow work, and you continue to keep healing, you're dumping all that dense energy out of the heart space, the more you're able to feel, the more your gifts are able to come online, the easier it is for you to be able to discern. You cannot discern from up here. This will cause you confusion. This is what causes people to second guess themselves, because they're trying to use their logical mind when it comes to discerning. You don't use your logical mind when it comes to discerning. You use your heart space, because you need to be able to feel, because this right here can deceive you. This here cannot, if you're feeling properly. Okay? Or you can use both this and this, but don't just use this. Okay? Now, there is a protocol that one should go through whenever they're taking a time out to channel. Number one, ask yourself, how often do I keep up on my spiritual hygiene? How often do I take my spiritual baths? Okay, that plays a role. Do you clear out your channels and clean your channels when you're done channeling? Did you even know to even do that? Every single channel that you do, you should be cleaning out your channels. Every single time. Every single time. You should shut down your channels when you're not using them anymore. You should not leave them open just for chance, because you don't know who you're going to communicate with. How are your protections set up to know if you're talking to false light or if you're talking to the real deal? There are certain ways that your channels should be set to let you know how. Okay? If you don't have those things set up, how are you going to know who you're talking to? Now that I got that out of the way, let me bring you back. When I talked to my father, I talked to Shango yesterday. We had a great conversation. Me and my Risha brother were having a conversation. We're both the children of Shango and Oshun. And we were talking. And basically, I came across this video in Arizona where it showed the sun, it showed a ring around the sun, and then you see clearly something in the back that was very big, very large, and very red. Okay? I put that in my video clip yesterday to give you guys a warning of what's to come. So I'm communicating with my father, and I said, Dad, the sun looking kind of weird up there. Where you at? It's looking a little crazy right now. I was like, I remember you told me a couple years ago to let everybody know that you was coming. And I'm getting a little nervous now. I'm just slightly nervous. You know what I'm saying? I said, because I saw this video, and I said, not only that, I'm paying attention to the Earth's magnetic poles, and I'm seeing them shift. And those poles just don't shift just to be shifting. I know for a fact that when those poles shift, it's because there is a planetary body in the solar system. Things are getting weird out here. I was like, so could you tell me, is this you? He said, yes. I said, oh, Lord. I said, oh, my God. He says, judgment is coming. Period. Xylanthia is a planet of justice. Let me explain to you the way Xylanthia works. If so much of humanity wasn't on demon time, and more of the collective was taking the time out to heal themselves, then Xylanthia began to start drifting away from Earth. But if humanity or the collective continues to keep being on demon time and spewing out so much negativity and spewing so much division and not taking the time out to heal, well, now we have a problem, because now Xylanthia is attracted to this types of energy to bring what we call correction. My father calls it correction. My father has no problem with bringing correction. My father has a very heavy hand. Shango has a very heavy hand. Okay? No joke, heavy hand. Do not even attempt to try to humanize any Orisha. They are extremely vast primordial beings. They are the protectors of nature. But they too also have many different aspects. And for Shango, Xylanthia is one of them. Now, from a distance, Xylanthia looks red in nature from a distance. But as it gets closer, you'll start to see the gold. You will see the red dust coming off of Xylanthia. But as it gets closer, you'll begin to see the gold inside the planet. This planet is bigger than Nibiru. Period. So let me tell you, they're causing all this confusion. But I need you guys to understand several different things that are going on right now. So not only is the Anunnaki here on this planet in their Merkabahs cleaning beings up off this planet right now in real time. And they came, well, that order was sent from the Galactic Federation for them to come in. These particular Anunnaki did not come from Nibiru. These particular Anunnaki came from the angelic realm. Further, I want to share some other information with you guys. I asked my father, was there Anunnaki on Xylanthia? He says there are. And I said, is this where they're from? He says, no, they are not. He says, but who says that we cannot work together with other beings? He says, who made that up? I said, oh, you got a point. I mean, you're right. You're right about that. They are there, and they have certain sections on Xylanthia, but they work together with the Orishas. Okay? And I asked him, I said, so are the Anunnaki specifically from Nibiru? He says the Anunnaki lives in angelic universes and other planets and universes all throughout the cosmos. They are not specific to one particular planet. So let me share that with you for those of you who do not know this. It's time now for me to help you expand your consciousness, because for far too long, we have taken information that we learned from our elders, but we did not take the time out to expand that information. And a lot of us are locked in to say, oh, they only come from here. No, they don't. No, they do not. They don't. There are all the star systems. So I'm going to need you guys to come out of linear thinking and understand that the universe and what we know to be as quote unquote space, if you will, is extremely vast. So in order for you to come into deeper understandings about this, you're going to need to start working on yourself and start healing and doing your work. So that way you can elevate to the levels that you want to elevate to. Now, I'm also going to say a couple more things because some things need to be addressed. First of all, some of you have made some slight comments and remarks to me. acting like you think you know what I'm saying when I'm speaking the light language, knowing that you haven't done the healing, knowing that you have not done any work upon yourself. And I can tell based upon your responses. And some of you guys are responding out of fear. And you would dare to insult someone who has put in the work and continues to put in the work on a regular basis. And you think I'm going to take your opinion serious. I want you guys to be clear about something. I'm not taking nobody's opinion serious on any level if I can clearly see they ain't did no work. Your opinion is just what it is. It's just an opinion. It falls mute over here in this direction. Okay? When you start speaking from a place of fear and you do not use your heart space and give yourself the ability to discern and feel the energy. If you don't have the ability to feel love energy, you got a whole lot of work to do. Because your perception about what you think love is not. Okay? Now I'm here to put some of y'all on notice. Because some of y'all be trying me. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a shot back and let y'all know. If you got so much to say, come see me and come into this quantum shadow work course. Then we can have a conversation. But if you ain't about that life, we don't have nothing to talk about, baby. We ain't got nothing to talk about. We're operating on two different levels. And notice I said quantum shadow work. That's a whole different level of shadow work. Because I don't play around when it comes to dealing with the traumas. I go straight to the traumas. Now, if you have the power within to face you, then we can sit down and we can have a conversation. But until you're able to face you, don't come over here talking no yang to me, honey. I ain't got time for the low vibrational antics. Your comments is low vibrational. Okay? Your comments are already low vibrational. I don't have time for it. Okay? I need you guys to go put in the work first. Put in the work. Okay? That's all you have to do. I am a work in progress. I am not perfect. I continue to keep working and putting in the work on a regular basis. Because I understand that's what it takes in order for me to get to the levels I'm getting to. But if any of you think that you're going to skip steps and think that you're going to call yourself being tapped in and you ain't putting no real work in, you're only fooling yourself and you're only hurting yourself. You're not hurting me. You're only doing it to yourself because the real ones who are putting in that work will pull your card. And there's a few of you whose cards I need to pull right now. You should not be operating in any kind of fear. If you were operating with the spirit of fear, you need to go do some shadow work to find out where the hell that's coming from. Because for far too long, you were the same people who said, I wanted things to change. You were the same people who said, I want this thing to fall down. You were the same people who said, I can't wait until my star family gets here to come get me. Then when the real deal starts happening, oh, I'm getting reserved. What's wrong? You can't discern properly? Huh? All that gangster talk y'all was talking. Then when the real deal shows up, and I call them Anunnaki down, some of y'all was shook. Oh, it was so aggressive. It was too aggressive. I don't know. Anunnakis are a warrior race. What the hell do you think you're going to feel? They are a warrior race. They were designed to go to war. They are the warriors. Don't sit up here and romanticize this cosmic stuff because you will get your feelings hurt on a very real level. Don't come out here playing, thinking that you know what time it is when I can clearly see that you do not. It got very real for some of y'all when you heard me speaking the language because you didn't even know I knew how to speak that language. And I called them down and had them come forth. Some of y'all got shook. Oh, I heard I had to put my shields up real quick because of this, that, and the third. And I'm just looking at this fool like scary ass Negro. Scary as hell. Scary and brainwashed. Don't even recognize yourself. Scared of the damn reflection of the mirror of yourself. Won't even do no damn shadow work. Won't even look in the damn mirror. But you want to sit up here and you want to project that unhealed shit over this way. You keep that shit right back over there. I'm a boomerang it back to you, baby. Don't come over here with that damn scary shit over here. Go sit your ass down and just say, Mama, I'm not ready yet. My bad for being disrespectful. I'm just not ready yet. I understand that. But you dealing with the real one over here, honey. And I am a warrior. By nature. Not everybody is going to be about roses and honey and flowers, although I can be that too at times. And it doesn't mean that I'm not in my divine feminine. It just means that I'm not to be played with. There are some energies out here you cannot play with like that. And you expose yourself every single time you try to come at somebody who's putting in the work. You literally expose yourself and telling yourself every single time because you operating out of space of fear, thinking that you're interpreting something. You don't know what the hell I'm even talking about. The frequency's too damn high and you ain't putting in enough work. Do that first, then come see me. Then come see me. And let's see after you do that if you still feel the same way. But don't bring that low vibrational fear stuff over here. Leave it. Go work on yourself. Spend time doing that and you'll spend less time trying to insult somebody else because you ain't where you're supposed to be at. Okay? You know what? Someone said something really dumb. And this is what I mean about these dumb ass low vibrational Negroes. Bye. You always gonna have those low vibrational fools that's gonna come up in here dealing with the duality of things that happen, and it's okay, but you ain't gonna be up in my live disrespecting me. You don't come up in somebody's house and try to disrespect them in their house because you know damn well you get your whole head taken off. Okay? Somebody said, like you have to listen to them. Let me tell y'all something. Clean your house up. You ain't gotta put up with nobody else's shit. If they not vibrating on the same frequency, you kick their ass to the curb. And keep it pushing. Don't worry about the naysayers that ain't did no work. Okay? I didn't even see him. I got his ass now. I got his ass up out of there now, though. God, that's how to know if I'm in the 5D. Are you healing? Are you healing? Are you doing shadow work? Have you confronted your traumas from your childhood? Have you confronted your traumas? Are you actively healing? Because you cannot get into the 5D, baby, if you ain't put in that type of work. It's going to require you to be actively healing before you can even get there. That means that you already have to be vibrating at a certain particular frequency before you can even enter into the 5D. Now, some of y'all are in the 4D. A lot of y'all's in the 4D, but if you're choosing intentionally to jump around your shadow work, let me tell you something. And I know I've been guilty of it. And then my higher self brings me right back to it. So I have to go through it. And I don't want to sometimes because it hurts. But nonetheless, I know that I have the ability to get through the process. I just don't like to revisit things that hurt, but I go through it anyway. I didn't say that the shadow work was easy. It's not easy work. It's not easy work whenever you have to confront yourself about things that you suffer from a long time ago. Past relationships, childhood wounds, mother wounds, father wounds. If you had a boyfriend, ladies, those type of wounds. If you had an abusive husband, those kind of wounds. You know what I'm saying? There's different types of wounds that we go through that we got to heal over a period of time. There's no such thing as I'm healed and that's it. That doesn't exist. You'll be healing for the rest of your life. And that's why I don't take anything seriously. The trolls don't. Okay, let me tell you who the trolls are. Those are the NPCs. Those are the ones that the Anunnaki going to be taking right up out of here. It's them. Them. The ones that are not tapped in like they should be. The ones who are not operating at the frequency that they should be operating on. Y'all mark my words. Okay? Now, Xylanthia itself, because it is the planet of justice, and Shango said they are here to bring correction. I am going to let you know that this is what the governments know about, and they're not telling the people. If you go outside and you keep seeing constant overcast, that is the reason why. And it isn't just that Xylanthia that's being shown in the skies now. There are other planetary bodies that are also being shown in the skies now. Okay? It's more than just Xylanthia. There are planets that look like suns that are showing up where we can see them now. And they're doing everything they can to put like a foggy mist, especially like by the beaches. If y'all notice by the beaches up there, Y'all getting like a foggy mist kind of feel, where it's like you're looking, you see the water, but you see the fog, and it's like you can't really see out and you can't really see up because they don't want you to see what's there. They're working overtime so you don't see what's there. But I got some good news for you. Soon, very soon, all that's going to be cleared out. Because one day, you're going to look up at that sky and you're going to see something that you've never seen before. And you're going to know what time it is. I want you guys to understand, as my father has said, correction must come. There are star families and families that are gathering their loved ones and their family members together and getting them together to get them into safe locations so they're not affected. The goal here is not to destroy the earth, but the goal here is to bring correction. So correction is coming to the earth. Correction is coming to the people. Except for the ones that the star families are talking to and telling them to move. So if you get that hit, if your ancestors tell you it's time for you to go, you better start making arrangements. Listen to where they're telling you to go and go. There is a lot of different things that are going on right now. A lot of different things that are going on right now. You got beings coming up from the inner earth. You got the Anunnaki on the planet coming around and rounding beings and people up. Now we got the situation with Nibiru. Then you got the situation with the military trying to distract the people with this whole thing about the drones and trying to mix the drones up with the orbs, and they know damn well they can't defeat those orbs because those are the Anunnaki. And not only that, the Gold Order angels are also on this planet as well, and are locking down all military installations that have deadly weapons. As I told you once before, there will never be a nuclear war on this planet. So when you see them fireballs in the sky and you see them move a certain way, that is them. The burning ones. I want you to be clear. Well, the lead shutdown is just another issue. That's another thing that's going on. You guys better be prepared for when let me bring it down to a more grounded perspective here. Let me just take it out of the cosmos and bring you on back down to Earth. Have any of you guys started making the necessary arrangements with your money? Have you started putting your money in places to where when this dollar collapses, and it's about to collapse, that you have value of what you already have? Have any of you guys made those arrangements? Now I'm going to approach you on a very grounded level. Have you done any of this? Lord Kua, that is correct. Kuda, that is correct. Ones and fives. What do you think those? If they're ones and fives with the fake Federal Reserve dollar, you think that money's going to have any value for you, honey? Okay, but merging spirit. That's one thing to say that. But what are the assets? What are the assets? I get it, Zeph, but that's even worse. You know what? And because you're living check by check, that's position that they want most people to be in. So people suffer. People like you suffer. If you're living from check to check, is there a way that you can take maybe $20 or $30 out of your check every week and put it into some crypto? Just so the value of what you have, because the crypto will be worth more than $1 here soon. So that way you have something to fall back on in the event that something happens. I'm just approaching you from a very grounded perspective here. You know, we can be distracted with everything that's going on in our skies, and we can be distracted about all this and all that stuff coming out the water. That's really great, fine, and dandy. That's fantastic. But at the same time, what moves are you guys making to secure yourselves here on this earth? Because you ain't going nowhere. Unless your star families tell you specifically that they're coming to scoop you up and take you home. You ain't going nowhere. Some of the star families are here to get ahead and activate your vessels because you have missions to do here. So I'm asking you, what are you actually doing? That is a rhetorical question for you guys to sit back and think for yourself. You don't need to tell me what it is that you're doing because it ain't none of my business. I just wanted to sit up here and ask you guys this very grounded question. What are you doing? Because with all this stuff going down, now the government's getting ready to shut down, and you think the banks aren't going to shut down? You think the banks ain't going to shut down? Listen, guys, I implore you to get it together. The sun is making the skin glitter like crazy. That is correct. I talked about that on my lives years ago about the skin glittering from the sun. I hope you guys are getting as much sun as you possibly can. The whole world shut down in 2020. Really? Because it was moving in 2020 because I was traveling in 2020. Going different places, going on vacations and shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't shut down for me, honey. I don't know what reality y'all was living in. That wasn't my reality. I was flying, didn't have a care in the world, wasn't operating no fear, none of that, doing my own thing. Yes, Germany and France recently did collapse. That is correct. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. So I just simply want to point that out to you guys, get up with y'all, and also give you that update and that transmission about Planet X so you guys understand what this is really about, what the governments are really preparing for. And they need you to be distracted so you're not looking at anything else. You don't see those other planetary bodies that are starting to pop up. And these particular planetary bodies are not in the business of trying to hide and or cloak themselves. Also, it was told to me that these planetary bodies have always been there. They were cloaked due to the frequency or the veil that we were living under. Okay? Remember, I told you there was going to be new lands popping up, new islands popping up. All these different things are going to be going on because the veil has been lifted. And there is a lot of new lands that are being seen here that they're not talking about, that you don't know anything about. With the veil being lifted, you're going to see other planetary bodies. Some of these planetary bodies look like suns, but they're not. Okay? It's just that we've been living under the veil. Also, there's also the issue of the people and their frequency levels, their state of healing, and where they are. Now, one thing my father did say to me, and I want y'all to listen to me very carefully. Not everybody is going to experience the same destiny. Everyone's destiny is different. So there's some people that you think you're going to take with you that you're not taking with you. Don't try to pull people into your world because according to where they are and their actual expansion of consciousness is where they're going to remain until they decide to heal. You can't pull people in that's not vibrating on the same frequency as you. They're not going to get it. And they're going to give you opposition and they're going to give you pushback. Some of these people are NPCs. It's not meant for them. Their destiny is to leave from here. So I wanted to put that out there to you as well. I want you guys to think about what I'm saying to you. Everybody can't go. Everybody can't go. Everybody's not going to experience the same thing. And everybody has their own unique destiny. Thank you, Miss Gwen. I appreciate you. The Angel Ring said, yeah, my man ran from me. You know, let me tell you something, y'all, and this is no joke. I want you to listen to me carefully. Even when you're doing good to try to help others, people are always going to try to find fault with you no matter what you do. Okay? No matter what your intentions are. People have their minds made up about who you are, who they think you are, even though they don't know you personally. They don't know nothing about you. Okay? Or if they're vibrating on a particular frequency, they're going to run from that which elevates. They're going to give opposition to that which elevates. A lot of them can't even discern the energy because they're not operating in their heart space. They've closed their hearts off. That's a very dangerous place for anyone to be in when their heart is shut down or when their heart is cut off. That's a very dangerous position to be in. Because see, when you go into that space, this is when the darkness takes over. And in this time period, this time and age, right now, where we are right now, in this particular age of Aquarius, during this exciting time period that we're in right now, I'm telling you right now, some of you guys are going to see some people fall to the wayside. They're going to say it's easier for me to just do this instead. But I want you to remember something about people that that would decide to go that route. The people that are unhealed are the most miserable people on the planet. The people that are not healed are the most miserable, unhappy people on the planet. And the frequency is low, it is dark, it is heavy. Now, the question you have to ask yourself is, for those of you who are on the path to healing or want to get on the path to healing, where do you fit in this equation? What is it that you want for your life? Do you surround yourself with people that are walking red flags that you know are reckless, that's cause harm to others? Or do you make it a point to go ahead and say, you know what, this ain't the energy that I want for me, so let me go ahead and exit stage left and let me get focused on self? You have a choice in terms of how you're going to move forward from here. Exercise your free will. Exercise your choice, because in this day and time, I'm telling you right now, Source emphasized this. You have a choice. Be careful what you choose. Be careful what you choose. Because some of y'all think y'all got all the time in the world. I don't know about you, but 2025 is about to be some shit. 2026? That's what I have to say about that. If you're even lucky enough to make it to 2026. Are you going to make it through 2025? Hell, New Year don't start until April 1. Some of y'all say the end of March. I don't care. You're going to be in 2024 until the spring hits. Are you going to make it to 2024? Are you going to make it to 2025? Are you going to make it through the rest of 2024? And you know what, sis? She said, this is not even the beginning. Boom! Thank you, Lightman187. I really appreciate you, fam. Been here since 2021. Shouts out. Hey, Shamanic Alchemist. I just want to come on board and have this conversation. And also, do you guys like my video presentations and things like that I'm doing with the clips and stuff? Y'all like that? Have y'all been seeing those videos? If you haven't been seeing those videos, go to my YouTube channel and go to the video section. Look at the last 3 videos I posted. Them things is crazy. I'm good, Shamanic Alchemist. Thank you, baby. Yes. Give us more videos. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm working on 2 doozies right now. I'm working on a couple joints. Yes, we love them and we love you. Thank you so much. Gratitude. In case you missed it, video 1010. Them joins is fire. I think that I decided to get into that because I had a lot of people questioning me and the things I was saying, right? And I'm like, okay, well, here. Now, is this better now? Is this better for you? Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because a lot of the hater comments I was getting, I noticed they started getting, I noticed I only get like 1 or 2 of those now. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't really dispute what they're seeing. They can't really dispute it. So now it's like everybody's on Quietville. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just like, well, damn, okay. Well, I didn't know it was like that. I mean, you said this, but I didn't believe it at first. My bad, fam. You know what I'm saying? That whole thing. I'm telling people, go to the CIA.gov website and download these documents. So I'm putting different videos up of CIA documents that are being released. And people went and looked them shits up and started reading the documents on their own and was tripping. And I said, yeah, I know the direction I'm getting ready to go here. I'm going to teach y'all. I'm going to teach y'all. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to teach y'all. In a different format. Because we love visualization. How do I operate in the heart space if I've been programmed so long at PTO_OSA? The first thing you got to do, beloved, is you got to start learning how to feel. But not only that, you also need to start doing shadow work. Because you're only programmed that way because you didn't heal. So you're going to have to start getting on the path and start healing. There ain't no skipping steps with what I'm telling you. You're going to have to confront yourself on a whole different level. 532 hertz music is not going to do nothing to a heart that has not taken the time out to do the necessary shadow work that they need to do. It is the heart or the love frequency, yes. But that's external. You actually have to go inside. You got to get that shadow workbook. And you got to start doing the inner work. That's what you're going to have to do. There's no skipping steps. Don't have these people out here lying your ass, telling you all you got to do is listen to this and listen to this frequency and you ain't got to do nothing else. No, actually, you're going to have to put in that work. You're going to have to confront them father wounds and the mama wounds. You're going to have to confront that. Yeah, you're going to cry, but you're supposed to release that stuff. You're going to have to work through that shit. You're going to have to cry. Sometimes it's going to require you to cry a couple of weeks to get this shit out your system. But once you get it out, you'll feel your heart space will feel so much lighter, but you're going to have to put in the work. It's a lot of tears. Ain't no fast tracking. You ain't jumping from A to Z. I think you ain't going to go through B, C, D, E, and F. That's hilarious. There's no skipping steps. Okay, babies? There's no skipping steps. And this is how you're going to get access to your hearing. This is how you're going to get access to your sight. This is how you're going to get access to the things that you can utilize your powers. How many times have you guys felt me just put my power to work on y'all in a heartbeat? In order for me to be able to do that, that means I had to put in a whole lot of work of healing to be able to do that. You think I just up and just knew how to do that? No. No. I had to put some work in, fam. I had to put some work in. I had to do a lot of crying. A lot. And I'm still going through that process to release the blockages in my heart space. Thank you, P. Cartier. I appreciate you. When I sat there and I called down them Anunnaki upon y'all, and y'all was like, oh my God, I feel the chills and all that. Okay, you want to know why? Because that was an activation that I placed upon you to activate your Anunnaki aspect. Okay? I feel when you do the work, you realize how simple it really is and how hard we made it when we weren't healed. Shit, sis, if it was simple for you, shit, that's a new one for me. You're the first person in my life I ever heard say it was simple. You sure you're doing that shit right? You know what I'm saying? Because there ain't nothing simple about doing them damn shadow work, sis. There ain't nothing simple about that. Because, see, here's what I noticed about people that came into my the quantum shadow work class who said they did the shadow work. Then they got into the quantum shadow work class and was like, oh, okay, yeah, no joke, okay? I cannot make this up. I had 30 people in this last quantum work shadow class that I did that started back in August. I'm down to 18 students. Okay? Some of them didn't even get past the first month. They didn't get past the first month. Don't romanticize shadow work. You come over here, you take my class, you don't get to, you know how people do what we call selective shadow work? Oh, I'll just work on this over here, and I'll work on this over here, and I'll work on this, and I'll work on this right here, and this piece is right here, but then they don't want to get to the real shit. Yeah. That's what started coming out in my class. Someone said I was shamed. Oh, she said not the shadow work. Okay. One time, Ivy, Izzy, and Paul did me a reading. Told me exactly how much of a mess my house was. Laugh aloud, boy, I cleaned up that night. It's real, y'all. You better be glad it was them three that got to your head. Because you don't want me getting to your head, honey. The shadow work has been the hardest thing I've ever experienced. Okay, yes. Graph God says it's not a game. No, it's not. Harmy Quick, I don't know how to spell it. She said, shit's so real, fam. Still doing it. Always self-reflecting, always learning, and removing layers of self. There you go, baby. Yeah, that shadow work gets deep. Someone's saying that shadow work gets deep. Does anyone know what her website is? I need this class. IsisWisdom.com. And that new class doesn't launch until March. Registration starts in February. Shadow work is like running a video game on the hardest difficulty. I want to know what that quantum shadow work class is all about. Well, come on through, Raymond Rosa. Come on through. You want that smoke? Y'all ready for that smoke? I almost didn't make it when my shadow work started. Like it was very hard and I'm still working on it. Yes, it is. Make sure you guys log on to IsisWisdom.com. I need to let go of my insecurity. You got to heal from it first, beloved. You didn't get the insecurity for no reason. What caused it? I choose joy. What caused your insecurity? That's what you got to heal from first in order for you to let it go. We'll break you down to a microscopic level, that shadow work, but as real as F. Still going, continuing growth. Boom. I'm going to get the abundance to join the class. Boom, boom. Big or small, we all got shadow work to be done. Okay. Peeling later is like an onion. That is correct. Do you do payment plan? There is a payment plan on there. You'll pay every single month. Yes, ma'am. It's definitely smoke. Y'all ready for this healing smoke? Y'all ready for this healing smoke? But I tell you one thing, though, because it's quantum, you heal a lot faster than you would with the quantum shadow work than you would if you're doing regular shadow work, because we do it on the quantum level. I just don't play with you. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all. I had a good time. I'll speak to you soon. Peace.
It's the OG. Lotus, the flow is explosive. Nobody coming closest. Here to turn the heat up on them like the summer solstice. I hold and keep the focus and compose the meanest opus. Like I'm 40 leagues beneath the ocean in a deep hypnosis. I see 11, 11 sevens and triple fours. Get out the matrix so your spirit can listen to source. Esoteric metaphors, I'm on a different course. Been sick, making bitches cough, now they slipping off. Karmic debts paid, no balances, no arrears. This is life in living color, David Allen Greer. Vision never foggy like diamonds is polished clear. Cause I'm manifesting abundance till the dollars appear. Child of God, highly gifted like a bridal shower. If these rappers think they eating well, then I devour.